All right, I'm going to get started here. How you doing, everyone? I'm John Baio. I'm from Jane Street. Just want to come up here and talk a little bit about Jane Street as one of the sponsors of PSConf EU this year. Kind of let you know who we are and sort of why we're here sponsoring this year. First, just want to say thanks to all the other sponsors and to the organizers of the conference for making this all possible. So far, it's been a great experience. Really enjoying being here with all of you right now. So a little bit about me. My name is John Baio. I am a Windows engineer at Jane Street. I've worked at Jane Street now for about 3 years. When I'm not doing things for Jane Street, I'm also a hockey goalie and a car guy. No, that is not actually a picture of me playing hockey. So a lot of people have been coming up and asking us, who is Jane Street? Sort of, why are you here? We are a research-driven trading firm. Basically, what we do is we trade in the markets. We do this programmatically. We don't sort of have like your traditional like guys picking stocks and then making decisions. We write code that basically makes decisions on how we trade on the market. We have offices in New York, London, Amsterdam, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Are about 3,000 employees globally. The reason why we're here is we use PowerShell for our Windows infrastructure. We have over 180 internally developed modules, about 500,000 lines of PowerShell code in our repository. There's over 100 people at Jane Street writing PowerShell probably at this moment. Jane Street, if people are familiar with us, we're pretty famous for using OCaml. We use that more on the trading side, although our team does do a little bit of OCaml and F#. We also love sort of making puzzles and t-shirts. And if you come over to our booth, you can have a t-shirt and a puzzle. We also have these fun little fidget toys. But what are we selling? We're not selling anything. We're selling ourselves, really. We're here recruiting for Windows engineers. We're looking for other sort of people who love PowerShell the way we do, might be interested in coming to work with us. If you love PowerShell, even if you're not interested in working with us, come over and say hi. And at least come grab some swag, because we've got a lot of stuff and we really don't want to take it all home. We'd rather give it to all of you. So please come over and see us and grab some stuff. And we've actually have some new things since Monday. We've got some fidget toys and some puzzles that arrived a little late, but they're here now. So please come get them. So what is a Windows engineer at Jane Street? What do we actually do? Well, we work mostly on our Windows estate. We have over 5,000 Windows hosts in our environment. We write tons of PowerShell, also some OCaml and some F# to go along with that. And we specialize in all kinds of things within the Windows environment. So some of us here at the convention now do servers and infrastructure, desktop engineering. I work on VDI, for example, security, automation, user experience. But all of us have kind of drank the Windows Kool-Aid here, and we love PowerShell. And so, that's kind of things that we do as Windows engineers at Jane Street. Not only those things, there's many other things too. Come talk to us and we can kind of figure things out with you. But the interesting thing about Jane Street is we don't really buy vendor products a lot. We do it when we have to, but we mostly build our own tools. So that's why we love PowerShell, because we have so many Microsoft Windows hosts. PowerShell is a great way to manage those, to monitor them, to implement them, and also build things to kind of meet our unique needs. As I said earlier, we're a trading firm. We trade programmatically. We have requirements that maybe other people don't have for performance, for reliability, for automation. And so we prefer to build that ourselves instead of sort of hiring out for it. And so we try to hire like the best people who can come and do that with us. And the things that we build, we can support them. We can improve them faster. But that said, we do use some vendor products, and, shout out to Chocolatey, because we do use Chocolatey very extensively and are very happy with their product. Some cool stuff that we've done with PowerShell. This is something that we use. Basically, Jane Street culture is a lot big into collaboration. And so something that happens very frequently is people's desks actually move. We move hundreds of people's desks every weekend. We actually have wheels on the desk so people can actually roll them around, and we generate these very detailed plans that show which desk needs to move from one place to another. imagine doing that hundreds of times on a Friday night, right? It's very difficult. I know in my old days before I worked at Jane Street, when somebody said they wanted to move, I would like shudder because it was so much work to like uncable and recable someone's computer. So what we did is we put wheels on the desks and we built this cool PowerShell tool. And basically what it does is before you move a desk, you tell this tool, hey, I'm moving this person's desk. It knows what computers are there because it can kind of read the network switches and see what equipment is at that desk. It can connect to those machines. It can actually inventory what peripherals are connected to them, what VLANs they're on. It gets all the information, screen setups, everything. Machine shuts down, gets powered off, machine gets moved. When it powers back on, that script had basically told that system to boot into our script, another script that essentially checks that everything is the way it was supposed to be before the desk got moved. And if something's wrong, it tells you. So like in that picture, you see like a green circle. If the monitors weren't arranged correctly, the circle wouldn't be round. The circle is green. If some peripheral was missing or there was a wrong VLAN or something, the circle would be red. So if you imagine you have to move hundreds of desks in a weekend, you can quickly walk around the floor after the move and see that all the computers have correctly been reconfigured, or if something went wrong during the move, you can fix it. So this has enabled us to sort of do all these moves at scale, and we did this all in PowerShell, right? There's no other sort of automation tools required. It's something that we developed ourselves to solve a unique problem that we had because of the way we move computers. Something else is we don't use roaming profiles. We built our own tool essentially to migrate user settings. And so this tool we actually wrote in PowerShell 7 because of some of the performance improvements in PowerShell 7, particularly around parallelization. And so we basically choose exactly what we want to back up, exactly what we want to restore on people's computers, and we automate the running of this. We know if somebody's logging into a computer for the first time, they'll get a full restore. If they've used the computer before, they'll get a differential restore. And it does it very quickly because, as I mentioned earlier, we move hundreds of desks in a weekend, but sometimes people want to move midweek. And so they can just pick up and go from one desk to another, log in, and this thing runs and it restores all their settings. It'll also do a diff of the applications installed. And so, if you had a certain bespoke app on one computer and the new one doesn't have it, it'll install it behind the scenes for you. Get that environment completely configured for you to work and be productive quickly. And it's all automated through PowerShell. Some other interesting things that we've done, and if you want to hear more about these, you can come over to the booth and talk to us. We built our own DSC tool, sort of before DSC v3 was available. We built our own. We've also built a tool to replace group policy because, again, very particular requirements. We don't want group policies applying to trading computers during the day. There's no great way to control that, so we built our own tool to control that. We built our own build system, start to finish. Basically, I can run one command, and if I want to build a virtual machine, a physical machine, whatever it is, I run the one command, and the machine will build all the way through to completion, install the right applications, and the person is an existing user. That means we have their user settings. They log in, even their settings get configured. So very low touch we just did a whole Windows 11 migration. It was very low touch because of all this automation. And so basically what we've built is like a whole automated management platform for Jane Street to make so that we don't have to do any manual configuration, any manual work. So as you can understand, doing all of this stuff in PowerShell, it's difficult, it's fun, it's a challenge, and that's why we're here. We're trying to meet all of you, and we're hoping maybe some of you might be interested in what we have to say here today. And if you are, come talk to us. Also, just a quick shout out, Israel, one of the folks who came with us, he's going to be presenting tomorrow about our journey from PowerShell 5 to 7. That'll be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Definitely recommend seeing that. It's very interesting. You can also come to our booth. Like I said, we've got a lot of great swag. And if you are interested, go to janestreet.com. The job posting is called Windows Engineer. We're all Windows engineers here, even though we all do very different things. And last thing to say is we've open sourced some things at the PowerShell Summit in Seattle. We presented a visual effects module that can change settings in Windows without forcing a restart of Explorer. That's been open sourced, and Israel will talk about another thing that we've open sourced tomorrow in his presentation. So that's it. It's my first time talking at a convention. I hope that was interesting, and thank you very much.